Okay, now we will pay homage to the Buddha by reciting Namo Tassa 3 times. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Today we will talk about morality. Actually, in the workings of Kamma, it will mention wrong action to elaborate all the things. Then I will choose only 5 precepts for this retreat. Okay, now we will start with killing, paradipada. So there are 6 types of killing according to Vinaya. So if we know how to avoid all these types of killing, then it will be better for us to be more moral, right? Okay, now we will start talking about killing. The first one is sahatika, killing by one's own hand. That means directly killing a living being with one's own body or weapon in hand. This is the first type of killing. That one is also very clear. We don't need to explain. 2, anatika, ordering another to kill, instructing or commanding someone else to kill, such as hiring an assassin. This kind of thing also very clear. We don't need to explain too much. Nisakiya, killing by throwing weapons, using arrows, stones, guns, or similar projectiles, which intend to kill even from a distance. So there can be many weapons we can throw from a distance. All these things are called nisakiya. Okay, now the next one. Tawara, killing by immovable devices, such as setting traps, snares, or poisoning in water or food, the defecting time through indirect unmoving means. Okay, here in this case, immovable will be very wide. So here it just mentioned trap or snares, right? It also can be like digging a hole. If somebody fall into the hole and also they will die, this is also immovable. Now here, now what I also said is there's a timing bone. This is also immovable. Then we have already mentioned many times when we kill, this is also akusala. When we praise or agree or happy, this is also akusala. In the case of instruction, now in modern community, we can say a social platform, we have many instruction about how to hunt, or how to kill, or how to set a trap, or many things, right? All this kind of instruction, guidance, they are also immovable. People learn from this kind of things. So another thing is a 𝐼𝐶hamaya, killing by magical or occult means. Okay, here in this kind of case, using mantra, spells, or black magic intend to cause death of somebody. So this one's also clear. We don't need to explain too much in detail. Then 6, 𝐼𝐶hamaya, killing through psychic power or supernatural power. Actually, this one can be Kamma produced power. using one's supernatural abilities, for example, fire element of psychic force to destroy life, that kind of things. Okay, this is not like Buddhist psychic power. There are some people, they may have karma produce power since they were born, or maybe after sometimes they may have that kind of power. In the case of black magic, we have to train or practice. We have to learn something to get that kind of power. In the case of 𝐾𝐚𝐬𝐬𝐜𝐸, although we don't study, we don't practice, it will happen naturally. By using that kind of supernatural power or psychic power, if we kill, this is also Banadipada. So there are some questions. Is it possible to kill somebody by psychic power or meditator? So that means we meditate 14 ways of training the mind, and when we have psychic power, then can we kill with this kind of psychic power? Actually, it's impossible. All the psychic power taught in Buddha teaching can be achieved with good intention, good mind. When we have bad intention or bad mind, we will get lost. But practically, Venerable Devadatta, he lost his psychic power because his bad intention. That is why by practicing meditation or by attaining psychic power by meditation, it's impossible to kill living beings. So these are 6 types of killing. Then we have to move 5 factors of completing of killing, the Banadipada. Okay, here the first one is a Bana, a living being. The victim must be a living being, human, animal, etc., endowed with life. So for example, like a tree or plant, they don't have life faculty. Then if we cut the tree, it's not Banadipada. Ancient time, that means at the time of the Buddha, there are many other religions. Some of the religions believe that in the tree also they have a life faculty. That is why they are not allowed to cut tree. Then for bhikkhu also, Buddha has already prohibited bhikkhu that we must not cut the tree. So anyway, Bana means it must be real living beings, living things. Number 2, sanya, perception of living being. The killer must recognize or believe the being to be alive, not a dummy, a corpse, or an animate. So we must also have perceptions of living being. Then in modern society, many people also ask, right? So when we breathe and breathe out, also many bacteria in the air, then they die. How should we do? We don't see it. We don't think they are also living beings. That's why, according to Buddhism, it's not killing. So when we drink water, there are also many bacteria, then they die. This also is it killing? They are with that kind of question. In reality, this also, we don't have perception of living beings. This is not Panadipada. In other words, the Chetana, volition of intention to kill. There must be deliberate intention or desire to kill, not accidental. This is also one of the case. So sometimes we try to help some other animals or other living beings, but by accident they die. In this kind of case, we cannot say Panadipada. We just try to help them. Okay, now 4, Upakama, effort or means applied. So there must be action taken, such as hitting, poisoning, or strangling, anything. So it can be bodily effort if we keep by ourselves. It also can be speech. Then there will be, then we may order somebody or command somebody. All the actions can be considered as upakamma. Okay, now, for example, we may send message or we may type something. All the action can be considered as upakamma. Then, tena marana, result. That means the billion times you do the effort. When we have already completed these 5 factors, it's called panadipada. So sometimes, for example, on the way, we see a tire, for example, like we call the one bicycle tire, for example, right? Then this is also like snake on the way. But when seeing that, then we think there's a snake, we step on it, but this is not living being. This is not killing. Okay, contrary to that, there's a snake, but within this is a tire. We step on it, the snake die. So we don't have perceptions of snake. We just have perceptions of tire, a tire. In this kind of case, also not killing. Sometimes we don't have any intention. We don't want to remove something, but by accident, they die. In this kind of case, also exception. Okay, these are 5 factors for panadipada. So today we have to talk about the next one, adina dana, or the too much. There are 25 types of stealing in Vinaya. So here we have 5 groups, Nanabandha Panchaka, theft involving different items, Ekabandha Panchaka, theft involving one item, Satika Panchaka, theft by involvement, rather than the Bhupa Yoga, the preparatory theft. That is the Tirayavahara, stealing by deception or false. These are just outline of 25. Now we will start with Nanabandha Panchaka. So that means there are 5 types of Nanabandha Panchaka. 1, Adiyeya, theft by initiating legal fraud. Okay. Here we should introduce a little bit more about this one. For example, we need to get other people's belonging legally. Then we may bring the case to trial court. Maybe using false witness or false document. So when the owner suspects and give up his ownership, this is also stealing. For bhikkhu, as soon as we start bringing the case to trial court, it's together already. When the owner suspects his ownership, is another offense, a little heavier, tonality offense. When the owner give up, is parajika. This in Vinaya. Okay, Hariya, stealing wine, transporting property. Okay, here we can say easier way. For example, when we are carrying other people's properties on the way, then we change our minds. If I can take this property, then we will change direction. This is also stealing. Avahariya, not returning entrusted goods. This is also very clear, right? Somebody will entrust their property, but we don't want to return, then we hide or we avoid. This also stealing. Idiyapatan we copy diverting the paths of animals or cart. So that means we are carrying property with a cart or with animals. For example, ancient time, even in modern society, we have that kind of carrying, right? By using horses, we may carry many goods. Then on the way, we change the direction. This is also called stealing. Thana Chaveya, moving objects from their original place. So then the owner cannot find if we move direction, if we move the place. This is also stealing. So these are called Nanabandha Panchaka. Now we have one more, then number 2, Ekabandha Panchaka. Theft involving one action. That means taking 11 things through the same 5 actions as above, but applying to 11 things. So that means when we are going to steal previous 5, right? When we're going to steal 11 things, there will be Ekabandha Panchaka. Okay, now we have to move to the next one. Sahatika Panchaka. So stealing directly with one's own hand. This is very clear already. We don't need to explain. Anatika, ordering someone else to steal. This was very clear already. Nisakiya, that's evasion or unlawful claiming. So then we don't need to pay the tax, then we cheat. This is also called Nisakiya. Actually, there are many other things. Sometimes we don't need to pay the tax, so we will throw away properties in somewhere. Other we have shortcut, we can take it back, for example. That kind of thing also can be considered as Nisakiya. Atta Sadaka, ordering theft to be done without specifying time. This is also one of the meaning of Atta Sadaka. Now we also have another meaning of Atta Sadaka. Atta Sadaka means if we destroy other people's property. This is also Atta Sadaka. So in the case of Sahatika, Anatika, we get something. But Atta Sadaka, we don't get anything. We just destroy other people's properties. For example, sometimes people may store wine or honey in very big pot or tank. Then we hate the owner that we will put a dead dog into the pot or in the tank. It becomes very smelly. He had to throw away all the wine or honey or butter or anything. Then this is also called Atta Sadaka. We don't do this, but we just make small hole in the tank. Now, for example, we may make stainless steel tank, for example, right? We just make small hole. Then all the wine will leak. So that kind of then also Atta Sadaka, stealing. So mostly people understand Adina Dana as stealing, but in reality, not only stealing. If we destroy other people's property, this is also Adina Dana. In other words, Dura Nikhipa, claiming abandoned properties, knowing the owner, give up hope. So that means, we already mentioned in the very beginning, because of our action, the donor have to give up their ownership. So they don't have any expectation anymore. So this is also stealing. As soon as we start making the problem, this is a stealing. We started stealing. When we have doubts, it becomes stronger. When he give up, this is totally stealing. Okay, here we should say a few more things. Sometimes we make action, then the owner has a doubt, then finally he give up. Later we change our mind, return. Although we return their properties, the action is a billet. This is akusala karma already. We cannot undo akusala karma. Okay, now we have to move the next groove. Pubbha Payoga, preparatory theft. The first one, Pubbha Payoga, planning the theft beforehand. So there are many ways of planning. This is also called Pubbha Payoga, right? Actually, it can be many. Sometimes we may make groove, we have planning as a groove, also possible. We ourselves alone also can plan, right? For example, now we have many CCTV in Singapore now, right? The how to destroy CCTV, how to overcome this kind of problem, this kind of trace. Very well planning. They are couple of yoga. So we start planning. This is the karma already. When we are successful, this is the village. Saha Yoga, moving boundary markers to see the land. Actually, there are many stone or marker in the modern society also. Even in Paudaya, we have a pillar, concrete pillar. So before we start making our territory, we have to ask our neighboring. We are going to make our boundary here. Then if they agree, we can do it. If this is their land, so we have to discuss. Okay, so that is the way we have to do, right? So then without discussion, but intentionally, we just move our territory, boundary, a little bit go into other people's territory. This is also called killing, stealing. Samvita Vahara, stealing by group conspiracy. Okay, yeah, Samvita Vahara means, for example, there can be 4%, 5%, or maybe 2%, 3%. They will discuss together. Then they may have also many other arrangements, different duties. They share their duties. You must wait and watch in this area. You must watch in this area, right? Then one of very skillful person will go and take property. This kind of Samvita Vahara, discussion. Sanketa Kamma, using signals or cues to coordinate theft. Okay, here in the sense of signal, it also can be timing also possible. Timing. For example, 1 o'clock exactly, you must go there. We will be here and there, for example, right? That kind of arrangement. Using signal. Let me arrange the time. Okay, Nimitta Kamma, stealing using signs or marked cues. Okay, in this case, for example, when I blink my eyes, you can take it, you can do it. Or maybe we may make we will do some whistle or something. When hearing this, you can start stealing. Or if we hear this one, don't do it. That kind of signal. This also can be called a Nimitta Kamma. Now the next one, 5, Teyavahara, stealing by deception or fox. So Teyavahara means manipulating, skills, keys, lock, the cheating, right? For example, we may have some gold, for example, right? Forgery, not really real gold, but forgery, we cheat people. This is also one other thing. Another thing is similar size, but different weight of scales. And this also can be. So it's a similar cup, but different measurement, right? That's what possible. So this is called Teyavahara. Another one is Padachavahara, stealing by fox, robbery or extortion. Extortion, sorry. So that means this is very clear, not like a kidnapping or robbery, very clear, that kind of thing, buying fox. So the owner is unwilling to give, but he cannot live without giving. We force them to give their property. This is also called stealing. Parikapavahara, planning theft with precise target. Okay, Parikapavahara, this kind of planning is more in detail. More in detail means there can be two different conditions. Different condition means it can be material. It also can be the place. For example, in the house, there has the fence, for example, right? Inside the fence, there's nobody. Outside the fence, there's somebody. Then he will enter to the house, take something. Then in his mind, he's already planned. I will take this one out. But if somebody see me, then I will say, oh, I just want to have a look at this one and just take it. I just want to show somebody and I just take it. Then I will return. If nobody see, I will take it. This kind of planning. This is a place. Another is a property. Sometimes in the dark room, we cannot see property. For example, we wish to get a cushion, right? Maybe a little bit maybe special product. But when we go in and touch, we think this is the cushion we wish to get. Take it in the dark room. But when we go outside, it's not the one we want. Return. Take new one. So this is me limiting the property, limiting the place. They plan properly. So this is the call Parikapavahara. Parichanavahara, hiding another's properties with intent to steal. Okay, now when we go to the beach or river or somewhere, or in the forest also possible, a lot of leaves, a lot of grass. When seeing some valuable, like a ruby or emerald or something, we cover with the grass. When the owner come back, the owner cannot see it, then they give up. Finally, he can come and take it. Similarly, in the beach, there will be a lot of sand which are step on it. It will sink into the sun. Then when the owner comes, they cannot find, and they will leave. He can take it. This is called Parichanavahara. Kusavahara, identity theft, mislabeling goods to deceive. Okay, here, Kusavahara will be a little bit similar to copyright in modern society. And for example, like, okay, we have our passport, the same number, so other people will use with their own photo. And this also identity theft, right? Then similarly, we may have our registration. We have already registered some of our belonging, but other people use the same serial code or something, serial number or code number. This also can be considered as a Kusavahara, identity theft. Okay, anyway, if by changing the ownership legally, by using their own name or something, this is called, or these are called Kusavahara. So these are 25 types of stealing, Arinadana in Vinaya. So how can we decide Arinadana? There are 5 factors to accomplish stealing. 1, the property belonging to another. The object must not belong to the thief, i.e., it must be someone else's property. Actually, Adina should be ungiven. Another Brahbrahida Sanya. Okay, Adina should be, we can also say Brahbrahida, right? Belong to other people. 2 is a Brahbrahida Sanya. Perception that is belong to another. So we also know that belong to another people, another living beings. Then the thief must recognize or believe that attain is not theirs. Then 𝐵 intention to steal. There must be deliberate volition or intention to take it without permission. So sometimes we have to ask permission. May I have a look, or may I take it? We have to ask permission, right? Without permission, if we take it, then this is also one of the factors. Especially when we have intention to steal, it will be very serious. But this is 𝐵 to steal. Then again, we have to understand upakamma, actions or effort to steal. So there must be some physical action they can do carry out the theft, e.g. taken, carrying or hiding. We have already mentioned 25 types of action. If we have done one of the 25, this is called upakamma. Another thing is the prabhakita dasa haranam. The item is moved or removed from the owner's possession. That means the stolen object must be taken away from the owner's domain, even slightly, or moved from the corner to another who has intention to steal. This is called stealing. Okay, if we say briefly, it must be other people's belonging. We also know it belongs to other people. Another thing is that we have intention to steal. We make action, we get it. This is called stealing. Altogether, 5 factors to accomplish stealing. Okay, now we have to move the next one. So that means there are 10 types of women under protection. When we are going to talk about 𝐾𝐚𝐭𝐞𝐿, we must know this one. Actually, we can find the same 10 types in many other parts, not only in Vinaya. Madhurakita, the woman protected by her mother. Pidurakita, the woman protected by her father. So that means if they have only sometimes they have single father family, single mother family is possible. That's why they also included. Madhapidurakita, the woman protected by both parents. So there are some women, they may have 2 parents. Then another is the Bhadurakita, the woman protected by her brother. So brother is also one of the guardian. Okay, here sometimes no parent, they don't have parents. The brother will protect the sister. Then 5, Bhagini Rakita, the woman protected by her sister. Then she may not have any brother, only she has sister. The sister will protect her. So these are called guardianship, guarded by only family member. Now we have to go another part. Nyati Rakita, the woman protected by relatives. So I mean no parents, no other siblings, they're protected by aunts, uncles, or any other relatives. Then Gota Rakita, the woman protected by her clans or ethnic group. So it can be any family. We can also like adopted parents. Adopted, she may be adopted, right? The Dhamma Rakita, the woman under the fellow practitioners of Dhamma. Okay, here we just use Buddhist term, Dhamma Rakita. Dhamma means, right? True, right? Anyway, although we say the Dhamma, it means any religious practitioners, religious follower. Then say there are some religion, they may have special place to protect their own religious women. They are also called Dhamma Rakita. Saraka, the woman under guardianship since she was born. So you can find that kind of tradition in India. sometimes the bride and bridegroom, they have never seen each other until they got married. So this is also saraka. The sabri danda, the woman under penalty. So in this kind of case, there are some powerful people in the city or influential people in the city or in the community. Then they have laid down the rules. If somebody, right, has relationship with the girl or the woman, there will be penalty. That kind of culture. So they are also called under guardianship. Actually, if a man approach or maybe have relationship with the first 8, the woman does not break precepts, only the men break precepts. If 9 and 10 has relationship with a man, both men and women break precepts. Okay, these are according to 5 precepts. Okay, now we have to move. Here I have already mentioned, right? Among these 10 types of women, that means transgress with the first 8 types, he commits the karma of sexual misconduct, 𝐾𝐚𝐭𝐞𝐿. The woman does not incur this karma. For the last 2 types of women, if transgress, both men and women commit the karma of sexual misconduct. Okay, this is just notice. Okay, now we have to move to the next one. 10 types of wives. Actually, here in this case, we should understand according to marriage, because the different tradition of marriage. It just lists out 10 types of wife. Now, modern society, there can be more than that also. For example, Dhanakita, a wife brought with money. This also happens in modern society. Then Chanavasini, the wife living together with mutual consent. So in this kind of case, for example, boyfriend and girlfriend, they agree together, they agree to live together, and then they live together. Although they are not officially married, according to Buddhist tradition, this is also married couple. Another is a Bhoga Vasini, a wife living together due to wealth, or traditional or royal marriage. So it depends on what they give. For example, the man's family or the man himself gives some furniture or some properties for marriage, then this is also called Bhoga Vasini. Pada Vasini, a poor wife living together for clothing. This is also very clear already, right? Ora Patakini, a wife married by water ceremony. Okay, here, water ceremony, we can find this kind of tradition in Myanmar. So that means both bride and bridegroom must dip their water into the bowl. Then orderly people will wish, may you be united like water. They have that kind of ceremony, right? This is called Ora Patakini. We can find that kind of tradition in Myanmar. Then, Obata Chumbata, a wife whose head covered have been removed. Actually, Obata Chumbata also can be like a head, we can say like a carrying pad. Now we can say like a bowl, now we use bowl stem, right? So to make the pot stable in their head, they use like our bowl stand, made of the cloth. Then if somebody remove, then that means that the man must married with this lady. They have that kind of culture, right? This is their cultural, traditional way. Again, another one, Dasija Briyacha, a woman who is both a slave and a wife. This is also Asian culture. Now modern society, we don't have slave. Then Kamma Karija Briyacha, a woman who is both worker and a wife. That kind of thing can happen in modern society also. The Chahata, a captive wife. That means they just brought from the battlefield. Sorry. So when they can control the area, Then they will take all the women. Muhotika, a temporary wife, that means prostitutes. If a man transgress with any of these 10 types of wife, both man and woman commit karma of sexual misconduct. Okay, then many people ask about prostitution, right? So we also say temporary wife. How is it possible? Actually, a prostitute, if the first, she may have some date with one man, for example, the first man. Before she go to the first date, if she accepts second date and go to second date first, this is the breaking precepts. That's why it's called muhodika, right? As soon as she accepts the appointment or date, she becomes wife naturally. This is called muhodika. Okay. Okay, now this one. 4 factors to accomplish the act of sexual misconduct. Agamaniya watu. The person is inappropriate for sexual relation. Okay, that means we have 10 types of wives, or the first, among the first 10, right? The last 2, right? Actually, for men, actually, all the 10, all the 20, actually. Only for women, they may have some exception. Sevana Chitta, there's intention to engage in sexual misconduct. By yoga, there's an effort to engage in the act. Abrasariyana, there's an enjoyment of the act. So these are 4 factors to complete the act of sexual misconduct. Okay, now we can go to Musawara. So 4 factors to accomplish Musawara, false speech. Okay, here I should elaborate a few more things about Musawara. So we have many types of Musawara. Even previous Dhamma Talk, we have already mentioned white line also, right? So we have 6 doors: seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, thinking, or understanding or knowing also possible. But in Pali, we just use Dita, Sutta, Mutta, Vinyata, only 4 Pali words. Dita means see. So we have seen it, but we don't tell the truth. I haven't seen it. So contrary to that, we have never seen, but we say, I haven't seen it. This is called Dita. Sutta means hearing or listening. So we have heard about something, but we say, I have never heard. Then this kind of thing can be called as a sutta, right? The mutta can be smelling, tasting, touching. They are called mutta. So vinyata means knowing or understanding. We don't know, but we say, I haven't known it, or I know it. Then really we know, but we say, we don't know. Then these are called musawara. Then there are many conditions. We always talk about Walancaka musawara, white line. So we just make a joke. Then this also one of the things. It's just for fun. It's not musawara. Another thing is we want to protect other people's life. We don't tell the truth. Other living life also possible, and we don't tell the truth. For the benefit of other people, this is also Walancaka musawara, white line. So another, we want to protect our properties. We don't want to lose our property. Then somebody asks, do you have this kind of property and this kind of material? We say, no, I don't have. This is the kind of thing also can be called as Walancaka musawara, white line. So I have already mentioned in previous question and answer or Dhamma Talk, I'm not sure. Right? That kind of things is acceptable. We can say along with musawara. Although we break precepts, it's not akusala. That kind of karma cannot lead us to be deep in the hell, in the lower realms. Okay? So this is really called musawada. Okay, now here we have to talk about asata buddha, untruth or falsehood. The statement or the expression must be contrary to fact, not in accordance with reality. This is the first one. So here, another one is viparita abhisanya, intention to deceive. The speaker must know it's a fox and also have intention to mislead or deceive the listener. The prayoga, effort or expression. The line must be expressed through speech, writing, signs, or gestures. Some communicated actions must be occur. So although we say musawada as speech, it also can be by body action. If we write letter, sometimes we also use body language, right? So shaking heads or nodding heads, anything. Also maybe blinking eyes, also possible. There are many, many ways to tell blind people. All the things can be considered as yoga. So prasanyapana, the listener understands that the falsehood must be understood by the listener. I.e., for example, deception actually take place. Okay. So now we have already talked about many sila. Actually, we have talked about 4 silas, right? Sometimes we also have to know how it's become stronger or weaker. What make akusala stronger? What make akusala weaker? Even previous question and answer also I have already talked about it. The first one is Vatu Mahanda, the victim. In the case of killing, the victim. Similarly, stealing, it depends on how owner feel, how much he lost. Similarly, now Kamsumijachara, it depends on the victim also. Now here, Musawara, it depends on the listener. If we tell a line to noble person or virtuous person, it becomes heavier. Similarly, if we kill virtuous person, it's heavier. That is why when we kill an arhat, it becomes mighty Kamma. Okay, another thing is prayoga. We can also say effort. How strong our effort is. So before killing or stealing or committing sexual misconduct, how much do we prepare? How much do we plan mentally and bodily? All our body actions, maybe body effort or mental effort, make the karma stronger. Another thing is the kilesa, defilement. The stronger defilement, the heavier akusala. So there can be many different types of defilements according to the conditions. For example, in the case of telling a lie, right? Sometimes we hate people, that's why we tell a lie. It will be very harmful for him. This is possible. Sometimes if we tell the truth, we will lose something. Because of greed, we tell a lie. This is possible. Sometimes because of mana also possible. There can be any defilements. When the defilement is stronger, the karma becomes heavier. These are the conditions. So although we don't talk about other wrong speech, then we can also find, right? Now we have another wrong speech, for example, slandering or backbiting, harsh speech, or useless talk. Although I don't mention other things, there will be some additional factors for it. That one is asivana mahanda. That means repetition. How many times do we repeat talking wrong things? When it becomes habit, many repetition, it becomes stronger, heavier. Finally, we don't have moderation and fear anymore. Although we are doing wrong, we think it's right. Okay, these are about Musawada. Okay, now the last one. Sura Mereya. Okay, Pitas, okay, we have here, refer to fermented liquids made through the natural process of fermentation. 5 types of Sura. Okay, include here. Pita Sura, fermented from milled grain. Then Puva Sura, from malt bread. Odana Sura, from cooked rice. 𝐾𝐚𝐭𝐞𝐿 Sura, with yeast or fermented added. Sambara Sayuda Sura, blended with various ingredients. So these are called Sura. Okay, we have another Mereya. Refer to distilled or specially compound liquids, often stronger than Sura. 5 types of Mereya includes Puva Sura, made from fermented flowers. Pala Sura, from fermented fruits. Madhura Sura, from fermented honey. Actually, Madhura also can be some special fruits. I don't remember how to call this one in English. Special fruit, right? This is also called Madhura. Gula Sura, Gula Sawa, from sugar or molasses. I have seen this kind of thing in my village. Right? Now this is Sambara Samyuta, with various ingredients blended. So these are called Mereya. Okay, now here, 4 factors for breaking the 5 precepts. As outlined in the Vinaya and Mangala Sutta note. That means actually, this is from my note. Okay. Now this is Suradi, the Suradi Nanja, Anyadaran Hoti. Is one of the 5 Surah or 5 Mereya types. Another thing, we also have here Maraniya, Badu, Kamyata, Chitanja, Pachupatidam, Hoti. One's mind is intent on experiencing the intoxicating effect. Actually, we don't do that. Means we just have intention to drink. We can say easily, right? Then Tachanja Vayamam Abachati, one may effort through speech or actions to obtain or consume it. That means we make some action, bodily and bhava action. This is called effort. Pidecha Bhavisati. The intoxicant is actually consumed. That means we take intoxicant or we drink it. Only when all 4 factors are completed is the precepts considered violated. So these are 4 factors. So one more thing here. In our modern society, there are many liquids. Sometimes they also cook in the soup. There's add alcohol in the soup. Then there's also some alcohol in the medicine, especially traditional medicine. Is it allowable or not? This is also one of the questions, right? As long as it's not alcohol smell, the color, and the taste, it's allowable. So it's very little amount. It's not intoxicant anymore. Another thing is a very little amount. That's why no smell, no taste. Also, no color, right? It's allowable. So if the amount is very much, too much, it will cause intoxicant, right? That is intoxicant. That's why it's not allowable. So this is about 5 precepts. Okay, when we talk about Kamma, actually we have to think about body action, speech, and thought. They all are called Kamma. It will be too long to explain all the things. That's why I will cut only 5 precepts. So for Many other remaining factors, actually, I have already explained in Visuddhimagga, I think. You can go in and check again in Visuddhimagga lesson. Okay, today we just talk about sila, morality. So we have explained dana, we have explained sila. Then we should talk about meditation also, right? But yesterday we have already introduced 14 types of meditation subjects and also their attainment. So I don't need to talk about bhavana too much also, right? If we talk about meditation, it will be too long also. So there are many other parts we have to know. Although we talk about the workings of Kamma, actually, we haven't introduced any of Kamma yet. So maybe next time I should talk about Kamma. Kamma means we have some analysis of Kamma. Brahmacharya Kamma, Upadaka Kamma, like this, right? We have to introduce all the things first. After that, maybe within 40, I might finish overview of the workings of Kamma. There are some important suttas in the workings of Kamma. So I will explain all the sutta also later. Okay, today I will stop here. So Kamma is come from our intention. It comes from our volition. In the case of Kusala also, if we have intention, it will be stronger. If we don't have intention, it will be a little bit weaker. This is the nature of Kamma. Okay, so may you all be able to practice 3 trainings, and may you all be able to realize final cessation and not suffering.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, now.
Thank you, Sayadaw. Sayadaw, shall we proceed to the question and answer?
Okay.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, we will read the question sent in by participant via the chat. If you have any question, you may also raise your hand. Okay, gratitude. Okay, I'll read the first question. You can share his slide. Yeah.
Okay.
You can share. Okay, I'll just read the first question. Question 1. Wandami Sayadaw, in modern days, there are many internet games that encourage different ways of killing and fighting. Even the game developers do not kill, but their games encourage many to train to do so. Were the game developers' karma very strong for doing this work? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Actually, they don't kill any living beings, right? Just in the game. In this kind of case, we're going to say Banadi Bada. But anyway, they teach people to kill, how to kill, right? It will be a little bit similar to Tawara, immovable. Guiding people, teaching people how to kill, right? Next one.
Question 2. Wandami Sayadaw, regarding moving objects from their original place, for example, if we take a book from bookshelf to read it somewhere, it is moving the object from original place. Is it considered as stealing?
Actually, in this kind of case, your intention is also one of the factors there. We already mentioned, right? But it belongs to other people. You also know it belongs to other people. Then you have perception of other people belonging, right? Then you have intention to steal. You make action or you make effort. Then you get it. These are 5 factors. In this case, what's your intention? How's your mind? It depends on the many other 5 factors. We have to decide. Okay. If we just want to read, in this case, we cannot say stealing.
Okay. Thank you, Sayadaw. Question 3. Question 3 is an Indonesian question. May Pandey Anggura help to translate?
Wandami Sayadaw,
Yang ketiga, Wandami
there is
Sayadaw, izin bertanya.
things or some
some
things is being the husband buy many things in order they have many things in their house, and then that things is the wife give the things to the sangha, but then the husband know the situation. Is that considered as adina dana? Is it quite clear?
Okay, right?
Yeah.
This is in the family, right? Okay, here we should say a few more things about Vinaya. Okay, another thing is that we can say the easier one. This go in Bali. We call sorry. Let me check. That is sorry. We call Visasagaha, right? Visasagaha means taken on trust. So this is also one of the things. Another thing is sakasanya, possession of our own property. Maybe the wife may think this is her own property because it belongs to her husband, right? When we have this kind of mindset, it's not stealing. Another thing is Visasagaha means taken on trust. This is also not stealing. For example, you may have very close friends. Although you use his property, then the owner will not get angry or right, will not say so. He or she may not say anything. Although he also happy when you use her property or his property. In this kind of case, this is called Visasagaha, taken on trust. Okay. Actually, there are many conditions of Visasagaha. Many, okay, it will take a little bit of time. Maybe, maybe I should share the slide, right? I should share. Okay, see this page, and you can translate into English or Indonesian language. Okay. Yeah, there are 5 factors, right? Yeah, there are 5 factors that qualify Visasagaha. Sanita, the personal acquaintance, having seen the person before and having some familiarity. Another thing is sambata, close relationship, having strong bond or close association with the person. 3, alapita, unspoken or permission. That means the owner has previously indicated that the items may be taken when needed, without requiring explicit permission each time. Another jivita, the living person, the owner is still alive. The meaning, the item is not abandoned or ownerless. Then gahite, yeah, atamana, the owner's contentment. The owner, upon knowing that item was taken, does not feel displeased, but is satisfying or accepting. These are called Visasagaha, right? Okay, now here, at the end, the first 3 factors are present, at least one of the last 2 are also present, then the act of taking the item is considered permissible under Visasagaha. Okay, so you can see the first 3. After that, one of the last 2. And this is Visasagaha, right? In this kind of case, we cannot say stealing also. We cannot know her mind also, right? It depends on her mind. Okay. Okay, then any other thing? Okay, now.
Add a slide.
Okay, no, I will stop sharing, right?
Yes, Sarah.
This is enough.
He will
Okay.
share.
你静下多，请问禅师用万能 WiFi APP， 一个可以连互联网，不用知道 WiFi 密码的软件，去连自己居住地附近他人的 WiFi 上网，这个算偷盗吗？啥都是。
Mandami Sayadaw, there is this type of Wi-Fi route application that can access to any internet without needing the Wi-Fi password. So he used these applications to connect to the Wi-Fi of his neighbor in order to access internet. Is that considered adinadana?
Of course, if the owner is unwilling, right, then this is also stealing, sure. If the owner alarm is not stealing. Okay.
Next question, question 5. Wandami Sayadaw, in modern world, female and male date each other and can change partner time to time. In terms of precept, is it considered as breaking precept?
Okay, it depends on their relationship, right? If they are like a Chanawasini, mutual consent, right? At the time, although they are not legally married, they are wife and husband. If they change partner, then it will become Mr. also. Right?
Thank you, Sayadaw. Wandami Sayadaw, Prayoga means effort. Virya also means effort. What are their difference in meaning or usage? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Actually, they are synonym. Prayoga, Usaha, Virya, they are similar. Right? In Indonesia or in Thailand, if we say Usaha, they understand as a Virya. But their language also Usaha, actually.
Okay, thank you, Sayadaw. Next question. Question 7. Oh, this is an Indonesian question also. Could Bande Anggura help to translate?
Pertanyaan ke-7.
Wandami Sayadaw,
Sayadaw,
during the retreat,
saat
chanting
retret,
by
ngobrol
talking or by
dengan
movement,
berbicara atau dengan
is
gerakan,
it considered
apakah
payoga?
itu termasuk payoga?
Not quite clear.
Anumodana Sayadaw, sadu, sadu, sadu.
Anumodana Sayadaw, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Not quite clear. What is the question? The question not quite clear. Can you repeat?
When we do the retreat,
Okay.
and then we are chanting, we chatting, we speak to each other, or using our sign of body, is it considered as payoga?
This is also yoga, sure.
Oh.
Any body actions are called yoga, right? Kaya yoga, Vaji yoga, we have that kind of usage, right? Okay.
Okay. Question 8. Wandami Sayadaw, please Sayadaw explain why in Kamesu Michachara with 8 types of women under protection, only the man commits the karma, why the woman does not incur the karma? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Actually, another protection can be many other meanings, right? They are too young also possible, right? So another thing is they are single. So that means they can choose any husband, right? That's why women are okay, men are the problem.
Okay. Question 9. Wandami Sayadaw, how about alcohol after cooking and evaporated, but the taste may stay? Is it allowable?
Okay, one more thing, right? Sometimes there will be the taste of alcohol, but no intoxicant. It will be okay.
Thank you, Sayadaw. Question 10. Wandami Sayadaw, among the 5 precepts, why the precept of abstaining from intoxicant is not included in the Noble Eightfold Path under Sila, right speech, right action, and right livelihood? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Yeah, also good question, right? Actually, if you have taken, you will do all the wrong action, wrong speech, wrong thought, anything. It does not include, right? Then the Misura Media is problem maker. All problem maker. It does not include.
Thank you, Sayadaw. Wandami Sayadaw, are alcoholic fermented foods the equivalent of Sura Meraya?
Okay, yeah, in this case, it depends on how strong, how weak. We can understand two different things, right? For example, like now enzyme, for example, there's also smell like alcohol, right? Fermented,
Yes.
but it's not intoxicant. Vinegar also fermented, not intoxicant, right? In this kind of case, we cannot say as Sura Meraya. I mean, it might be intoxicant. It will make you crazy or some silly thing, right? That cannot affect will be considered as a Sura Meraya. Actually, when you study the rule, Sura Meraya Majja Pamadatthana. Majja, Mata, right? Mata means crazy. It will make you crazy, right? Pamada means negligent. Thana means the reason or the cause. It will be the cause of craziness, madness, or the cause of negligence. And this is called Sura Meraya.
礼敬西亚多，请问怎么辨识十声色法？
Wandami Sayadaw, how to discern aharaja rupa?
Actually, aharaja rupa will be very many. For example, in the very beginning, we talk about newly eaten food. Right? When it's supported by digestive heat around the stomach, and it will produce aharaja rupas. Right? That means nutriment of newly eaten food is supported by digestive heat, it will produce aharaja rupa. This is the very beginning of aharaja rupa, right? Then actually in every single rupa kalapas, there's also ahara. When this ahara is supported by digestive heat, also supported by aharaja, the nutriment of aharaja rupas. This also can produce new generation. They are called aharaja rupa. So we have two different conditions. The first one is newly eaten foods. Another thing is aharaja rupas in every single kalapas. Okay? So there are two different conditions. Okay? Yeah.
Question 13. Wandami Sayadaw, 1. If we can't feel our breath during meditation, what should we do? 2. Also, if we keep controlling the breath, what can we do? 3. After sitting for some time, our breath becomes very fine and we can hardly feel it anymore. So what do we observe then? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, so if you cannot feel the breath, then you can also wait and watch somewhere around your nostril. This is also the first thing you can do. Actually, another thing is that when you have set the breaths, then don't control too much or don't force too much, as we say, control, right? This is a bad habit. If you control set the breath, it will disappear very quickly. Not only that, if you put extra effort also, it will disappear very quickly. That's why don't control. That means you need to relax more natural breathing, more natural focusing. Another thing is if your breath become very subtle, you must have more awareness. That means more patiently focus on the breath with stronger awareness. But if you put stronger effort, it will fade away. Because sometimes, although your breath is not very quite clear, you can feel something moving or some sensation around the nostril. You can also wait and watch there. Just trying to feel the breath or some sensation around the nostril. After some time, your breath will reappear. This is also possible. Okay.
Question 14. Wandami Sayadaw, please Sayadaw advise, is there Buddha teaching how to overcome black magic? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, in this case, we have some chanting. Right? Not only black magic, okay, it doesn't mention something about black magic. We just talk about, for example, some EV or Yaka or Beta or Deva or ghosts, and when they influence Bhikkhu, we can do some process. For example, chanting Metta Sutta. This is actually not forcing them to give up, right? We just plead them to release the bhikkhu. This is Metta Sutta in the very beginning. After that, we have the next steps. That is Ratana Sutta. Then after that, we have Dajjaka Sutta. If we're gonna do by chanting Metta Sutta, Ratana Sutta, Dajjaka Sutta, we can go to the next one, Adhanati Nadiya Sutta. So there's also some recommendation. If not necessary, don't chant Adhanadiya Sutta. Because the living being can die by accident because this is so too much powerful sutta. We also have that kind of recommendation. Okay, if we say briefly, we have something to chant when we have some problem. So it doesn't mention how to overcome black magic, right? You know, next one.
礼敬悉亚多，动机是纯善的，比如劝人捐款帮助救灾，但别人反而起嗔心，自己造的是善业还是恶业呢？
Undami Sayadaw, if he has pure kusala intentions, for example, to encourage other people to donate, to help those in the disasters, those victims in the disaster, but the person got angry because of that. So in this case, he is doing kusala or akusala.
Got angry? Who got angry?
The person who's being encouraged got
uh-huh.
angry. So this person, although with good intentions to encourage him, he got angry. So this person, does he get kusala or akusala karma by encouraging other?
Okay, so if you encourage this, you are kusala, right? Okay, one more thing. There are some people, they are willing to do that kind of things. Don't force them, right? Don't encourage that kind of people. So encouraging also one of the kusala, right? Like order or command, similar. Okay, next one.
礼敬悉亚多，请问尊者在超市品尝食品算不算偷盗？超市没有设立禁止品尝的标志牌。
Undami Sayadaw, if someone's try to taste some foods sample in supermarket, is it considered adina dana? Although the supermarket didn't prohibit clearly to taste the food.
Okay, if the owner agree, we cannot say stealing. Another thing is your mind also. What's your intention, right? If your intention to steal, there will be stealing. Another thing, if the owner disagree, it will be stealing. Okay. Another thing.
Question 17. On the Sayadaw, I would like to ask if somebody does not qualify under 4 factors of completion of killing or breaking of precept of lying, they will be considered not gaining any bad karma. If they thought about lying but did not say, is there bad karma as the receiver did not hear the delusion? Can explain more if breaking of precept is the determining factor for karma generation? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, if we don't break, if we don't have all the complete factors, we cannot say we are breaking precepts. But one more thing, if we have bad intention, this is monogama. When we say sila, it can be action and a speech. Only bodily and bodily. When we have mentally, we have wrong thought in our mind, right? Wrong intention in our mind. Then this also manokama, akusala. Okay, now in your question also mentioned, right? But we don't tell a lie, but in our mind we want to tell a lie. This is actually akusala, manokama, right? This is also caused by defilement actually. Then, okay, one more thing. When defilements become very strong, we break precepts. This is the one thing, right? Sometimes defilement is not so strong. Then we can subside our defilements. Although it's a defilements in our mind, we don't break any precepts. but there will be mano ducharita. In this case, it's okay. Not so serious like kaya kamma or vaci kamma. So for about determining factors of karma generation, actually, we already mentioned every single precept. We have 4 factors, 5 factors. These are determination factors. Okay. What about stronger or weaker? I have already mentioned. What to the victim or payoga, the efforts. Another thing is kilesa, defilements. For in the case of the like a useless talk or some vaci kamma, it will be asana mahanta, repetition or making habit. So this thing will make it stronger or weaker. Okay, now it's okay.
Okay. Question 18. Wandami Sayadaw, for a mother who have to abort her baby in order to protect her own life, is it considered breaking the first precept and making unwholesome karma for the mother and the doctor performing the abortion? Thank you, Sayadaw. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Actually, I have already mentioned 5 factors, right? They have 5 factors. They both mother and the doctor break precepts, right? Okay, now next one.
Thank you, Sayadaw. Question 19. Oh, I read
The
the
Vietnamese
English
question.
Okay. This is a Vietnamese question. In the case where telling the truth might harm someone, for example, causing them to be reprimanded or punished, if we choose to remain silent or say, I don't know, in order to protect the person, would that be considered a violation of the precept against lying? Sadhu, sadhu,
Okay.
sadhu.
So if you want to protect somebody, then you don't tell the truth. In this case, we can say Walanchakamu Sawara. Right? This also actually breaking precepts, but it's not agosala. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Sayadaw. This one. Question 20, also a Vietnamese question. There are certain traditional herbal medicines that must be soaked in alcohol to extract their active healing compounds. Okay, next one first, can. Oh, can we take the next question first? Oh, or the next one? This is the next one. Okay. Question 21. There are certain traditional herbal medicine that must be soaked in alcohol to extract their active healing compounds. If the medicine is only used by holding it in the mouth without swallowing or apply externally on the skin without drinking it, then this would not be a violation of the 5th precept. Is that correct?
Okay, sure. As long as you don't swallow it, then you don't get drunk, it's okay. It's not breaking precepts.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Question 20. Okay. In a situation where telling the truth might cause harm to someone, for example, leading them to be reprimanded or punished.
Already answered
This
this
one
question. Already answered this question.
20 already. Is it the same? Again, this is another meaning, is it? Oh, okay. So this is another meaning. In a situation where telling the truth might cause harm to someone, for example, leading them to be reprimanded or punished, if we choose to remain silent or say, I don't know, with the intention of protecting the person, would that be considered a violation of the precept against lying?
Actually, already answered this question. The same.
It's the same.
The same. I already answered previous question. The same.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, next one. Wandami Sayadaw, is smoking also included in the 5th precept? Sadhu, sadhu,
Yeah,
sadhu.
sure. We also say smoking also included in the 5th precept, sure.
Okay. Sadhu, sadhu. Question 23. Wandami Sayadaw, I have 2 questions as follow. 1. If someone is eavesdropping or picking in on another's conversation out of curiosity, does this behavior fall under the category of adinadana? Two, if we use ChatGPT or other AI tools for schoolwork or jobs tasks, is that considered cheating or stealing? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, the first one we cannot say arina dana, right? That's me. You cannot get anything. You just listen something, right? Okay. Second one is maybe it was similar to cheating, right? Then you are not qualified enough, but you use right AI help, and then you become qualified, right? I don't know anything about bodily examination. Oh, sorry, drop microphone. Okay. Okay. As far as I remember, when I take the language assessment examination, I remember, right? One of the rules, it is we must not have any help, we must not read any books when we are taking that exam, right? As far as I remember, only that one. Maybe if you use AI for help, sure, that means this also cheating, right? Although it is not stealing, I'm not sure what kind of profit you get, right? It depends what kind of profit you get. There can be different decisions. For example, if we are cheating in examination, it will be according to the profit. If we have some profit by cheating examination, then it can be like a stealing, right? Okay, then.
Wandami Sayadaw, if a thought of hatred, ill will, or violence does not result in any harmful action being carried out, what will be its effect?
Okay, so that means that is actually the only monogamma, right? So monogamma will be a little bit weaker compared to vijikama and then kaya kamma because your definition is not so strong. Okay, what kind of results, what kind of effort, I cannot say exactly. It depends on what kind of thought you have. For example, if you have like a thought of killing an arhat, for example, right? Then this is very bad already, right? Although you don't kill, then you must ask for forgiveness. That kind of things will be possible. So okay, it depends on what kind of thoughts what kind of people or what kind of things, there will be different results, different effects. I cannot say exactly. Now, next one.
礼敬西亚多，请问禅师，南传佛教有没有施食给鬼道众生使用吗？
Wandami Sayadaw, according to the Theravada Buddhist tradition, is there any practice of offering food to the Beta?
Actually, we don't have that kind of tradition, but we just share marriage. Right? But at the time of the Buddha, there was that kind of tradition. For example, we may have Dhanapanasikavara. Dhanapanasikavara, without accepting, we must not eat any food, right? That one. Actually, many people, they offer food to their departed relatives in the cemetery. The one bhikkhu, he eats all the food in the cemetery. He become very fat. And people criticize. Right? Also, he also practiced Susana Tutenga. He was also very fat. Maybe he's eating human meat. He's a cannibal, right? Then people criticize like this, then the Buddha laid down the rules. You must not eat without offering. This is the rule. Okay. In that rule, we can also understand they also have that kind of tradition. They send food to their departed relatives in the cemetery, even at the time of the Buddha, although it's not Buddhist tradition. Okay.
礼敬西亚多，刚刚说的经可不可以写在聊天室？没听清楚。
Yeah, just now Mandy mentions the incidents. What is the quotation? Can Mandy can it be put right in the chat box? Which quotation is that?
Which quotation?
The one of the foods
I think
offered
it's
by
regarding the chanting,
chanting.
the
Oh,
black magic.
chanting.
Yeah.
Oh,
maybe
black
it's-
magic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe it's regards
Actually,
to
okay,
those.
for your information, right? For your information, you can also get the information in Mahabodhavansa. It will be easier for you. Right? Bhagwan Sayadaw books, right? You can find the information. It will be easier.
So now is 3 minutes past 9:30, and we
Okay.
have how many questions more? 10. We have about another 10 questions.
Okay, okay.
Okay,
Okay,
we
10
can
questions.
proceed. Okay. Wandami Sayadaw say Mano Kamma is bad karma, but does one break the precept by mind?
No, by mind, we cannot break any precepts. One more thing, we have already talked about 𝐾𝐚𝐬𝐬𝐜𝐸𝐴 and 𝐽𝐵 one, right? The one, the killing. If you have supernatural power produced by your karma, although you are mind inclined, then the person can die, right? In this kind of case, this is a breaking precepts. For ordinary people, by mind, we don't break any precepts. Okay.
Question 28. Wandami Sayadaw, was there Buddhist marriage during the Buddha's era? Did Buddha lay down rules about Buddhist marriage? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Actually, we don't have any rule and regulation for it. All the 10 types of marriage, right? This is their traditional way of marriage. So it depends on the place. Now, even modern society, there are many different ways of marriage, right? So as long as the community agree they are a couple, right, and husband, this is a village.
Question 29. Wandami Sayadaw, is that appropriate to chant the Ratana Sutta, which is powerful in nature? Should we recite powerful suttas during the daytime only? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Actually, okay, you can chant anytime. It doesn't limit the time, right? But for about the Adhanadiya Sutta, then there's a limitation. If necessary, chant. If you don't necessary, don't chant. Especially when you have some sickness, right? Or like it's influenced by ghosts or yaka or something. Only when necessary, chant. If not necessary, don't chant. This is the condition we can learn in the text.
Sayadaw.
No, this one.
Question 30. Chinese question.
敬悉阿多，您刚刚说方便妄语犯戒，但不是不善业，这里是不是说这样的业不会带来不善果报？
Wandami Sayadaw, Pandit mentions that the Valanjaka Musawada is transgressing the precept, but it is not akusala. Does that means this type of karma will not bring about akusala vipaka?
Sure. That means you have good intention, good mind. That's why it will not bring bad result. Okay, now?
Question 31. Wandami Sayadaw, please Sayadaw explain more Atanatiya Sutta. How can be strong, people can be killed is true. I chant for protection, not intend to kill. Sadhu, sadhu,
Okay.
sadhu.
So here, it doesn't mean we kill people, right? For example, a yaka or beta influence a bhikkhu, we chant Adhanadiya Sutta, but the yaka or the beta can die because this power of many devas and many Buddha. When you read Adhanadiya Sutta, right, you can find how many Buddha? 7 Buddha. It's the power of 7 Buddha, or the power of many devas, right? That is why the deva or the yaka or beta that influence bhikkhu can die by accident. That's why, if necessary, we can chant. If not necessary, don't chant. Out of compassion to the one, right? The beta or yaka that influence bhikkhu. Okay.
Just a short question on this, Sayadaw. Does the power of chanting this sutta depend on the person who is chanting, like how they chant correctly on the Pali, or their concentration or anything?
Sure, we have the qualifications of reciter, right? or the reciter must know must pronounce correctly or grammatically correct the one. Another thing is understanding the meaning. Another thing is metta. We have metta toward the patient. Another one is don't expect any K from the patient. These are requirements for the reciter. Listener also needs qualification. Right? So that means listener must not break mighty Kamma. Listener must believe in Brahma. They have that kind of quality, right? So if both the listener and reciter are qualified enough, then it will affect.
Yes, thank you, Sayadaw. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Question 32, there are two parts. One, Sayadaw, could we offer mala, flower garland, on Lord Buddha's statue? Some monks say no because Lord Buddha take mala ganda Veramani Sila. But some say yes because Malika, the wife of the Bandula, offer Mahalata Pasadana to cover Lord Buddha's body after his parinibbana. Which one is right according to Vinaya?
Actually, okay, Malakana means just for decoration, right? If we offer for Buddha's decoration of Buddha's body, it's not allowed. And like for example, we made like a ceiling with flower or a canopy with a flower. That kind of things will be allowable.
Okay, sadhu, sadhu. Part 2 of the question. Similar question, could we offer gold, silver, gemstone, and jewelry to Lord Buddha's statue? Again, because some monks say can't for the reason of Lord Buddha take Jata Rupa Rajata, Veramani Sila. And some monks say can because of that Mahalata Pasadana offering of Malika. May Sayadaw out of compassion willing to illuminate Dhamma and destroy our doubt. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, so actually in Thailand or in Myanmar, we also offer gold leaves to the Buddha, right? That we have that kind of kasha. Not only in Thailand, in many Buddhist kasha, we have that kind of offering. Okay, mostly we offer as a robe, right? A kind of robe, clothes, right? Golden clothes offer by Mahapajapati Komi also we have, right? Made of thread are made like some thread are like a golden color. That kind of offering. Okay. Anyway, we are not, that means as a bhikkhu, we are not allowed to accept any gold or silver or anything. But now Buddha already in the bring nibbana, right? So okay, one more thing. Sometimes we also have some conditions. I don't remember which Buddha, right? There's one of the ruby stone, it will be very bright, put in front of the Buddha. Because this also illuminate the light, then it make Buddha's like a radiant, brighter. So we have that kind of story. So anyway, if we offer jade or ruby for just decoration in the shrine room of somewhere, it's okay. Not in the Buddha, right? That kind of thing is okay.
Just one short question, Sayadaw. Like in Myanmar, some Buddha statue, they actually put the jewel on the crown of the Buddha.
Sure.
This is
actually that kind of thing is not really very good to do, right? Even like making crown is already bad already. Anyway, there are some people they believe, right? When Buddha was in the community of Deva, Buddha is like a Deva. In the community of Prince, Buddha is like a Prince, and that's why they made that kind of decoration. Actually, this is not really very good.
Yes, thank you, Sayadaw. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Question 33. Vandami Sayadaw, to share on the usage of AI for work. Nowadays in the school, it is allowable, but one need to state the source of it and what was the answer. Teamwork. It helped to refine the resolution. Teamwork. Oh. And what was the answer? Teamwork? No, this part is not very clear at all.
I don't know.
Okay.
There's no question also.
Yeah, maybe.
Just statement. Okay.
Yes, just statement. Next one.
女性夏多，请问禅师，如果一个单身的女性为了结婚的目的 和另一个男性约会，但是并不能确定对方是否是同样的心意，或者对方是否有对象的情况下发生了关系。这个不知道的女性是否犯戒？因为现在很难知道对方是否是单身，有的不是单身，可能他也说自己是单身。
Pandami Sayadaw, if a single woman, a woman who is a single, is looking for a partner to get married, and he has a date with a man, but he doesn't know, he's not sure what is the intention of that man, or he doesn't know that man has wife or not, or have partner or not. In these situations, he has this sexual behavior with the man. And in this condition, does this woman commit 𝐾𝐚𝐭𝐞? Especially in nowadays, it's very hard to know the opposite sex is single or not.
Okay. In this case, we cannot say breaking precepts. Right? She's a single, right? She can look for any only men's side is the problem. Okay. Next one.
Next question. Pandami Sayadaw, if we take deworming medicine following doctor's prescription, is it considered killing? Sadhu. Deworm medicine.
Okay, it depends on what kind of condition also, right? Because I mean, all the one dying, right? If you know they were dying, for example. In this kind of case, sure, you have better 5 factors. Okay, you can check 5 factors. If you know this out there, also living being. You also have perceptions of living being. You want to kill, then you make action daytime, right? It will be panadipata. If one of the factors is not village, it will be no panadipata. Okay, actually, you don't need to ask this kind of question. You can check what kind of factors, right?
Yes,
Okay, now?
Okay. Question 36.
礼敬悉亚多，既然是业报身，那今生所有的事都是有定数的，包括能否上禅，是吗？
Pandami Sayadaw, since this body is a karaja kaya, means a body born because of karma, does that mean that everything we experience in this life is fixed? For example, whether we can attain jhana or not, it's fixed, is it?
No, we cannot say fixed. All the past karma are waiting for present karma also, right? So we can change when our karma is good. Okay, we should say practically. Angulimala, he had made many mistakes, right? He has killed many humans, many people. After attaining arhatship, he ended up bringing nibbana. He cannot be reborn in the hell anymore. According to present karma, in the future he must be reborn in the hell. But his present karma is strong, right? This is one condition. Okay, another condition. Ajata Sadhu. At the end of Samanya Phala Sutta, he could attain Sadapati at the least if he didn't kill his father. Because of present action, he killed his father, he could not attain anything. So past karma is strong enough to attain novelhood, but present karma prohibited. Okay, so that means it doesn't mean it's fixed. It depends on present action, present karma. Okay.
Okay. So this is the last question.
Okay.
Pandami Sayadaw, if the doctor has good intention to protect the mother's life by performing abortion, is it still considered breaking first precept, as the mother can die if doctor did not perform the abortion? Sadhu.
Actually, you don't need to ask this question also. I already mentioned 5 factors, right? you can consider by yourself.
So they cannot be doctors,
Okay. So that means okay, that means whatever as long as you have it, pana living beings, right? You also is a living being, in addition to kill. You also make action on the time, for example, right? Of course, you do with good intention. If you don't have mother, right, then your children get alive. Right? If you have mother, children will die. You have only two choice, right? So this is it, the condition. Anyway, for about heavy or not heavy karma, we can understand this one, right? For example, the value. The children is, that means he has done any kusala or not akusala yet, just in the mother's womb. A mother, she can do many kusala. She's a living being already, right? She's, for example, she's mature enough already. So that means in this kind of case, we can say, like, you just save better person, right? You just save better person, right? Then you allow the weaker person to die. Anyway, according to precepts, this also 5 factors, right? If the 5 factors present, this is the breaking precepts. Okay.
So Sayadaw, that means the killing is already breaking a precept. He fulfilled the 5 conditions. But her intention is also to save the one of them, or the mother.
Okay,
this is a good.
One of them. Saving is a one part. Killing is a one part, 2 parts.
So right? Different karma.
Different karma. Okay.
Will that lighten the killing karma? Because the intention is actually to save the mother. Will this action actually lighten the killing karma?
Okay, it depends. Okay, we cannot read their mind also, right?
Yes.
So that means I have already mentioned the heavy me. What to? Okay, this is it. Just in the mother's womb, right? That means we can say like a not that much valuable, not that much valuable yet. We can say like that. This is what to, right? Another thing is payoga. The last one is defilement. So all these will make weaker or lighter. So some we cannot read their mind. We cannot say, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, Sayadaw, we don't have any more questions for today.
Okay.
Okay. Shall we proceed to end the talk?
Okay, we can share.
Okay.
Right?
Sadhu, 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 Sayadaw. Thank you very much for your valuable teachings today, and thank you all Interpreter Bhante for the translation. May we now invite Sayadaw to lead us in making aspiration and sharing of merits.
Itavada amehi
Itavata cha amhehi
sambadam punya sambadam
sambadam punya sambadam
sabbe deva numodandu
sabbe deva anumodantu
sabbe buddha numodandu
sabbe buddha anumodantu
sabbe saddha numodandu
sabbe sattha anumodantu
sabba sampati siddhiya
sabba sampati siddhiya
idame nyatinam hotu
idame nyatinam hotu
Sukhita hondu nyatayo
Sukhita hontu nyatayo
idame nyatinam hotu
idame nyatinam hotu
Sukhita hondu nyatayo
Sukhita hontu nyatayo
idame nyatinam hotu
idame nyatinam hotu
Sukhita hondu nyatayo
Sukhita hontu nyatayo
idame punyam
idame punyam
asawakaya
asawakaya
waham hotu
waham hotu
idame punyam
idame punyam
nibbanasa
nibbanasa
bacayo
bacayo
hotu
hotu
mama punya bagam
mama punya bagam
sabba satanam
sabba satanam
bhajemi
bhajemi
te sabhe
te sabe
me samam
me samam
punya bagam
punya bagam
labantu
labantu
sadhu
sadhu sadhu sadhu